Good morning. This is Nita and Miss Panda with the Timepiece Garden. Saying this bee is fighting a Japanese beetle over what's left of a passion flower. Say, believe it or not, Raid Yard Guard works well on getting rid of Japanese beetles. But because I got out here late this morning, I won't spray it because I don't want to interrupt the bees doing their thing. So for some of them, this is that first morning drink they get. You know? I'll just let him do his thing. Because they're everywhere. There's another. I swear some of them just sit here and go to sleep. You know? Anyway. Continuing to do research because I've never actually seen a white passion flower, and mine are white. They're 100% white. I've got 3 sources that say that the fruit's going to turn yellow, and the fruit's yellow, it's ripe, and it'll fall off, and they're completely edible. I got 1 source that says it's got cyanide in it, so I still got some research to do. Now, the source that said cyanide said it was in Queensland, New South Wales, Australia, New Zealand area. Not exactly sure which, I won't lie. So it might not be the same passion flower, but you know, I'll check it out. I will continue to research. I still have elderberry in bloom. I have awesome seed heads. I mean, it's just covered in seed heads. I'm gonna have a bumper crop of elderberry. All right, anyway, so what are we doing today? I came in first and I edged. Needed to clear up the edge here. It was starting to get in the way of the gate and creating a bump when I'm walking, you know, dragging soil in here with me. So clear that. Yeah, and I'm gonna go ahead and get the wood in this row, you know, get this sealed off, that way I can get the ground leveled. I am watering right now. Water's on in the hoop tunnel. Then I'm gonna do tomatoes and peppers. Then I'm gonna go ahead and give this one about 30 minutes of water. Just start getting it to soak into the ground, you know, feed it a little. And as long as it doesn't get excessively hot, I'm gonna cut the next row of fabric for this aisleway. That way I can lay it down with boards, you know, keep the grass from getting anywhere near this dirt. Don't have to edge here, don't have to trim here. And maybe start laying the paperwork to start suppressing the grass in the next aisle. You know, I'm not going to get all that done today. It's a fact. But I will just kind of work until I get too hot. You know, when it's time to go in, it's time to go in. So, with that, let me go on and get started. And Miss Panda, she's long gone. She took off while I was edging. But she and I will talk to you later. Well, would you look at that? Isn't that just a pretty log row and a nice even bed? The soaker hose on it. It's not turned on yet. And then for the aisleway down there at the very bottom, or at the top where the dirt is, there was a mound, and that mound's not there anymore. Leveled it out a little, not a lot, but a little, and brought the dirt down towards me. Because there used to be a dip here at this end. Whew. There we go. Used to be a dip kind of down here and I just kind of, you know, raked it and leveled. Now, it's not perfect. You've got to remember, the water's used to running through the middle of this hill. And my goal is to just get it used to the fact that it cannot do that. Now, that end of the garden is still higher than this end of the garden, as far as where I'm standing. So water in the walkways will still run off without ruining or washing out the beds. Having said that, I've rolled the plastic out, but I rolled it out down here. That way I can go ahead and do my burn in the shade, because in the shade it's still quite comfortable. So, you know, I gotta burn that in there off and then divide it in half for my walkways. Yay! And yeah, just kind of keep going. And then I'll, again, I have no staples right now. I've not been to the store. I don't go to the big town where the big box store is that carries the staples all the time, and I won't go for just staples. That makes it a tank of gas for a $15 bag of staples, and I can't do it. You know, I just can't do it. So what I will do is I will go ahead and get the plastic burnt, you know, cut, get this layer in where its row is, and then I get to remove the string here. And since that pole is already measured out, does that make sense? Measure out the next area so I can see where the, you know, this is how wide the next bed will be. go ahead and mark my string, and that's where the next aisle is, and I can actually lay both pieces of plastic down with some boards on them where those aisles are. Whew, all right, let me get busy. Didn't that look pretty? Just so we know it's ready for planting. All right, talk to you in a few. Supervisor's here. She has approved it. She knows I don't have enough staples right now. So, but you can see, that's the walkway. And if you truly pay attention, you can see where there's the pole. My string goes all the way down. Except for I took on some grass down there. There we go. And it, when you pull it tight, you can see it's a 36-inch walkway. Isn't that sweet? Whew. So, what am I gonna do? I still got a few minutes. It's not crazy hot, but I'm getting there. I've lost the shade. I'm gonna go ahead and undo my poles on this side for this garden. I'm actually gonna tack it and measure out this garden. You know, this is how wide it's supposed to be. Then I got my extra poles out here, and I'm probably going to mark the next walkway and mark the next garden. Mostly because I still have a lot of soil. You know, and I don't want it there. You know, I want to go ahead and get it out so I can reseed that and get some grass to grow this fall. The only way I'm going to do that is if I get that dirt into the garden spaces. Whew. Having said that, I'm also out of logs, at least logs that I will do this with. So from there, I start doing it with spacer boards. Just like the ones that are holding down the fabric right now. I get them from Home Depot. Every time I go, big box stores, I look for the spacer boards when they have bricks or when they get logs in, they get spacers in. And I collect spacers. I collect them all the time. Not good for house building, great for garden bed building type things. You know, stacking firewood, just stuff along that line where you're not worried about it and you don't want to spend $10 on a piece of pine. Stuff's free. So, anyway, let me get to marking some gardens, and then I'm gonna blow it off. You can see where I've been working, and I've got dirt spilled, and I got some dirt down there I spilled. I'm gonna go ahead and get this blown off, and the cedar down there is dropping some stuff, so I just want to blow off the fabric just a little. And then we're gonna call it a day. Pam's got the best spot in the yard. She knows it. All right, talk to you in a few. All right, so the bed, you can see the two dark stripes. That's where the soaker hose is. I did that one so that it'll help the dirt settle just a little. You know, pack down in just a little. It'll also help the amenities, you know, soak in just a little. I won't lie. There's bone meal in here, and Panda comes over and she'll find like a chunk, and she'll be like, "Oh, Mom, I need to eat the bone meal." So, again, a little bit of soaker hose. You can see where the water runs. Guess where the seeds go? You know, and then from there, you can see the green post here with the string that starts the next bed. This green post here, you can kind of see the string down there a little. It's the next bed. Here to the left is the walkway, and you can see the next string starts the next bed. And then I put the back fabric here because that's the next walkway, and then everything that way are where the daylilies move to, because they will, should we have a lot of rain, you know, and this fill on its own, the daylilies will take the extra water and not root rot. So that's why they get to go there. Other things, just I get to whine for just a second with the shrinkflation bullshit. And yes, I said that word. I'm not beeping it. It's supposed to be a 6-foot wide roll. It's not. I should be able to center cut it on the green line and get two 36-inch rolls. I didn't. This is not 36 inches. That side is. That side's perfect. This is not. That makes sense? It's only about 2.5 feet, so they're shorting it, just like all the other crap. You're paying more and you're getting less. You know, whiny, 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 yada, yada, yada. Need to get over it. I got stuff to do. So, whew, I'll think about how I'm going to use this, because when I cut this one, for this aisle, this has got to be 36 inches. Does that make sense? So, if it's off of this same roll, then I'm going to end up with two pieces that are not 36 inches. So I might not use this as the aisleway. I know it's here right now to help suppress grass, but I might use it to finish that corner, or I'm gonna walk over to it, where I added the extra row across the top so I don't have to mow an edge, which is awesome. That is working out really well. I thought about doing it back here too. I don't do anything back here. I mean, you can tell this is the back corner of the property. It goes back to being wild back here. So if I take my saw and kind of cut these logs down, that little extra 2.5 feet can probably go right here on this side of the fence all the way down. Does that make sense? And just make it so most of this row, I can do just like the top row, just not even have to deal with it again. And that might be what I end up doing. You know, it's just a thought process. Anyway, I'm warm. Panda's already gone to the house. She's hanging out over there in the shade going, Mom, you turn the music off. I know that means you're done. So, life is awesome. It's coming along good. Yeah, I'm just gonna kind of keep going. All right, I'll talk to you later. So just a last second video. As I was walking into the house, kind of walked by my fig. Now it was doing fine. It's not droopy at all. This is that Rose of Sharon that was planted at the same time. It's a little droopy, so I'm gonna have to bring out some water tonight. But it's got a, there it is, it's got a bud on it. So it's got lots of buds, but that one's getting ready to bloom, so I need to get it some water because it's a little droopy. I don't want to water it right now though. The water reflecting, it'll burn it. Everybody else up here looks okay. Yeah, I need to come do an edge trimmy thingy to knock back all the daylily stems that are, you know, because they've gone over. They're not going to bloom again this year. And that way you'll be able to see the butterfly bush there. I don't know if you can see the little pointy tip. Those are going to burst out purple here in a little while. Now they're not droopy, but they could probably use a drink of water. And then my butterfly weed here. Nice orange stuff. Looks a little droopy. Not as droopy as the Rose of Sharon does. Some of them look really droopy like that. Kind of looks really droopy down there. So yeah, I'll end up watering up here this evening. Just a second, Panda Bears. She wants to go in the house. I don't know if you noticed it. That's another mulberry. If that's a baby, I'm pretty sure I can dig him up. And his partner right there. It's another mulberry. Pretty sure, yeah, I can dig both of those up and actually put them in the orchard area. So, I'm liking that thought. All right, I'm done. Panda's hollering at me. Y'all have an awesome day. I have clouds. It's insane. Y'all have an awesome day. Miss Panda and I'll talk to you later.